The Maple Uprising, a Canadian fiction. Chapter 8, The Maple Uprising Part 1. The dawn of the day had arrived, and across the vast expanse of Canada, in cities and provinces, the Sovereign's Commission for New Canada, SCNC, set its audacious plan into motion. This was the day they had been meticulously preparing for, the day that would forever alter the nation's course. It was the Maple Uprising. In the eastern provinces, as the sun cast its early rays over the Atlantic, SCNC operatives who had infiltrated government offices enacted their carefully crafted plan. Files and evidence of political wrongdoing were swiftly exposed to the public eye. The orchestrated revelations sent shockwaves throughout the nation. Citizens, long in the dark about the extent of corruption, were awakened to a new reality, fueling a collective sense of outrage. Politicians who had once held their constituents in a vice grip were now facing the consequences of their actions. The evidence laid bare the intricate web of deceit and self-serving decisions that had undermined the very foundations of democracy. With each revelation, the people's disillusionment turned into a relentless demand for justice. It was a wake-up call, and the voice of the SCNC resonated as the harbinger of a brighter future. In the digital realm, the cyber experts in Quebec launched a synchronized attack on the government's digital infrastructure. Their precision was akin to a surgical strike, disrupting communication networks, temporarily disabling surveillance systems, and ensuring that the government's response would be slowed. The digital fortress they had built held strong, repelling external interference attempts. Their actions resembled a digital dance of resistance, where each movement was choreographed to perfection. The cyber experts knew that the battle in the digital arena was not just about causing chaos but about safeguarding the integrity of their movement. As the government's digital barriers crumbled, the SCNC's voice surged, reaching every corner of the nation. The citizens knew that their message was not just a whisper but a resounding call for change. As the uprising unfolded in the western provinces, the logistics team sprang into action. Personnel and equipment moved with swift and calculated efficiency, ensuring that the uprising progressed as planned. Every detail, from transportation routes to secure communication channels, was executed flawlessly. It was a logistical ballet of unparalleled proportions, conducted under the cover of darkness. The logistics team understood that the success of the operation hinged on their ability to move with precision. The people counted on them to ensure that every piece of the puzzle fit seamlessly into the grand design. As they navigated the labyrinth of covert transportation routes, they knew that their actions were crucial in shaping the destiny of a nation. Across the nation, the people witnessed a transformation of unprecedented scale. Government officials, implicated in corruption and misconduct, began to face public scrutiny and legal consequences. The voice of the SCNC reverberated through the land, promising a new era of accountability, transparency, and a government buy-in for the people. The Maple Uprising had begun. The nation was during an upheaval that was meticulously coordinated, audacious, and unprecedented in its scale. The SCNC's vision for a new Canada was taking shape, and the consequences of their actions were unfolding, both immediate and long-term, altering the course of Canadian history. The people were no longer passive spectators, they were active participants in the dawning revolution, poised to shape their nation's destiny. In the heart of the nation's capital, Ottawa, the SCNC's most daring move was underway. A strategic group of SCNC members who had infiltrated the political echelons made their move within the heart of the government itself. They were the catalysts for a transformation that had been long overdue. As the clock ticked down to the pre-established hour, the government's legislative chambers were in chaos. SCNC sympathizers among the politicians began to wield their influence, pushing forward a series of bills that had been meticulously drafted to reshape the nation's governance. Debates raged within the parliamentary walls as a battle for the future of Canada unfolded. Those loyal to the SCNC argued for a government that served the people's interests, one free from external influence and internal corruption. The transformation they envisioned was profound, a complete overhaul of the political landscape. Outside, in the streets of Ottawa, citizens who had been silently observing the growing discontent now took to the streets. They marched with flags bearing the SCNC emblem, chanting slogans that echoed the desire for change. The sight of these peaceful but determined protesters sent shockwaves through the city, attracting international attention.